So I've done this before, but it's been a long time since I did it. I am going to hold space for making art together. So just grab your favorite supplies, pause the video, and we will do that. I believe today that it doesn't help me necessarily to go to a man to regulate my emotions. I'm learning that a lot of the emotions I feel a man cannot handle. They don't have the tools or the capacity. And in fact, a man would probably break down if he had to feel the level of grief, the level of disappointment, and the level of emptiness and so on that a woman has to feel. In other words, he has his own work. I'm starting to recognize a man has his own work, and I have my work. And I can't look to a man to feel certain things for me or with me. And he doesn't know how to have compassion for certain feelings because he doesn't experience them in that way. And doesn't mean I don't have to have support from other women, from community, from the people that God sends my way who can understand. And so, creative artistic endeavors is one great way to emotionally regulate. Thank God. And so, that is what I wanted to hold space for. For anybody who has felt uncertainty, instability, and wants to find that inner centered ease in order to feel calm and grounded, peaceful, whatever you're looking for. I think I did this one already. Some of these pens I'm not such a fan of. I want to make sure I could access my pens over here. And so I'm using colored pens now, but I also have colored pencils, a colored pencil, and I also have markers. And so you can use whatever floats your boat. And sometimes I have gone to a man who I wanted him to be like a security blanket, pacifier, some kind of like cradle. But they're not able to give me that security, the pacification, the cradling that I'm yearning for. And it might be that there is no one who could do that. And when we think about object constancy, there really doesn't have to be anybody outside to do that. The memory could be enough. Having ever felt loved could be enough. I want to focus on that. That's what it means to have object constancy, that after the proof of the love is not in front of our eyes, like there was love, now the person's going on their way, could we still feel loved hours later? And what's interesting is that a stable man is a perfect match for a woman who is like busy. Like, think about the sun, right? The sun comes out every day, sets every day. It's pretty reliable, pretty stable. Even if it's a cloudy day, the sun's still there doing its thing. Now, meanwhile, so they say like a calm, stable man, that's his vibe. He's just kind of doing what he's doing in a straight, kind of logical, linear sort of way, like in a way that's not caught up and easily affected. Meanwhile, a woman, a good match for that is actually a woman who does get affected. Not only does the moon change in size and brightness, but it changes in how close it gets to Earth in different months, and it affects the tides. And the moon is orbiting, so it's sometimes out in the day and sometimes not out in the day. Like you could see it, and then sometimes you can't see it at all at night. And so there's a lot happening with the moon. That is a lot happening. It's sort of like this idea that a woman is allowed to be kind of crazy, and the man could allow that without taking it like he needs her to be stable for him to feel stable. And is this done? Oh yeah, this one is done too. So this one was done. Yeah, 2 done. Let me put them over here so I don't get confused. So yeah, I forget what we were saying, what I was talking about. This one's almost done. I don't even know if it's gonna last. Yep, looks like it will. So what does it mean when we're brought to the point that we're not getting that outer stability? Do we get angry? By we, I mean I got really angry yesterday when somebody wasn't being stable for me. making me feel. When somebody was changing things up, pulling the rug out from under me, like a pendulum, I didn't like it. I was wishing death on the person and destructive curses and wanting them to owe money and owe health issues. And I wasn't okay with the fact that they could make me feel so unstable. But what I did find was inside of all that, a deep center, a deep ease with whatever happens on the outside, knowing I'll be okay. Maybe that person heard that in my voice and in my character, despite the fact that maybe I didn't like that it was happening, I could handle it. And it made the person actually want to be somebody who makes me happy. Go back to being that. And I actually came out of that saying, I think that seeing this side of you to this person, seeing this side of you that you could be so horribly stubborn in a certain way, like so uncaring because of the stubbornness, it makes me appreciate the agreeable, peaceful side as well. And that's a big deal. To see someone in a new light and to appreciate something you took for granted for a long time. So maybe it's worth it sometimes to see someone's ugliness, their dark side. Just so you could appreciate their light. Then again, what I was saying I wanted might happen, but I did say that I want it on certain terms even that aren't really what I want, so it could be that I did also say what I wanted. So there's a level of uncertainty, like I may not get what I want. And I actually thought I had many options. And I kind of went to those options a little. And at the same time, none of them felt quite right because options don't matter. Everybody is one of a kind. You can't replace a person. And that told me that you can't replace me. A person who's meant to love me will love me for who I am. They will not be able to replace me with anybody. With anybody at all. Not even close. And you've got to rest in that knowledge, knowing that your people will find you naturally. And I was crying the other night because I felt I'm just so sick of having to be the warrior, the educator, the guide, the healer. Like someone said, you can't fix me. And I'm like, I don't want to fix you. I'm not Bob the Builder, and they like that. But it's kind of like, maybe the truth is that I would like for the person maybe to not fix me, but to want to educate me, fight for me, heal me. There's humility in that because, I was thinking, the one who wants love the most is also the one most afraid of it, right? Because what you want the most, they say on the other side of fear is desire, right? And who knows, right? So it's worth thinking about, but there isn't any easy, quick answer. If you see me tapping, hitting something, it's because I want the ink to flow. So I thought, what true power for me sometimes looks like weakness is my true strength is often that I do wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm willing to lose myself, to love and to be loved, which does kill a person, but you make it. Maybe it comes from a place of wholeness. And just integrating the idea that if you love someone only because they're smart, what happens when they stop being smart? Do you stop loving them? So the truth is that to love somebody, even when they're not smart, it's got to come from God. And a person might not want to hear that because we want to be loved because we're special, right? Not because God said to love me. But the love that you could rely on is a love from God, because the person who has a relationship with God and will do whatever God wants will love you no matter how ugly you become or stupid. When they loved you because you're beautiful, they'll also love you when you're ugly. God forbid that you become ugly. Or they love you because you're smart. They'll also love you when you're stupid. Not that you have to become stupid, God forbid. I think that we'll wrap up with that. Although I wish this blue would flow more. I don't like any of them to not get a turn, and there is some more blue. And we're going to wrap up this video. It's already over 10 minutes. I think I'm going to have to leave this blue alone unless some comes out. Like there was song, sun will come out tomorrow. Na 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 And there is this idea I want to finish off with, that water reflects the face. You know, that love that you give someone, regardless of what they do for you, they will become yours because they'll feel the love, and they'll feel that it's not because of what they're doing for you. When your love comes from a whole place, the person will want that love because there's nothing more precious. We all want that. In a way, we might be looking for validation, worth, meaning that we exist from the outside, but the truth is that no one could give you what they don't have, and everybody wants to feel wanted. Everybody wants to feel that they belong, that they matter, that they can count on someone. So if you could give that to people without needing anything from people, you're for sure getting it from God. That's a worthy practice, I think. All right. I will wish everybody a very good week. Although I am overdue some videos from last week, so this is really from Thursday. I did my Friday video, but I didn't do Wednesday or Thursday. I did Friday so I could do blessings, because I wanted to bless everybody, although it didn't post till after the Sabbath, after Shabbos. But regardless, I did intend to do it, and I believe in the power of intention. So how should we leave off with this video? I guess maybe a great week, but really also may the blessings of last week pour through into this week. And today is really a day of redemption. The Hasidic Rabbi Schneerson, Yosef Yitzchak Schneerson, it was his birthday and his redemption from prison and really a death sentence. So may we all be freed from anything but the tree of life. May we be free of anything that's not life. Amen. Hope you enjoyed making some art. Hope it supports you. Bye.